In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at yet another example of corpo greed. It's going to come as no surprise, but today we're talking about Ubisoft, and pretty much all of this started off with this Twitter post that states, "It seems that Ubisoft is experimenting with in-game ads for some users. Ads appear when opening the pause menu or map." It also explains it a bit better at the bottom, where it basically puts you in this situation. You're in the middle of your game, go to either pause or map, and for 3 seconds, a pop-up for an ad for another game appears. Is that enough to uninstall? And I don't know about you guys, but for me, not only is that enough to uninstall, but that's personally enough for me to pretty much never play or download a Ubisoft game again. This is pretty much something reminiscent of what all free mobile games have, but instead it's in a full $60 game. This post also comes with a clip attached to it of what that'll look like. I'm not too sure what language it's in, but I just know it's not in English, which really doesn't matter too much anyway because we're mainly looking at what's going on the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and play that clip now. Now, if you guys were thinking anything like I was, maybe you were thinking, hey, when they pull up the menu or the map, it might be like a small little square in the bottom right, bottom left, somewhere in like the corner. No, as you've seen from on the screen, it's literally like a huge, unavoidable pop-up. There's literally nothing else you can do while the ad is up other than either X out of it or wait for it to go away. And as you could probably imagine from watching that clip, people's responses haven't been too great on this. I'm gonna go ahead and toss up some of the comments to that on the screen, and I'm gonna just read a few off. "Wow, holy shit, I thought it would be a small square in the corner of the menu or something, not a full screen blocker until you dismiss. Not just that, I can totally imagine myself accidentally pressing A or something ever so often and getting taken out of the game just to buy another one." Which I also personally agree with that one heavily. Anytime I'm in a game, like certain things just become muscle memory, like you're pausing the game and you want to go to customize something, you don't just like hit escape or hit the pause menu and then wait a few seconds to see what you're going to do. Like I said, it's usually going to be muscle memory, so I agree with this one heavily. You just like hit escape and then immediately click on or press A or something to hurry up and get into like your character customizer or something, and then it just takes you completely out of your game to like a shop or something. And the last comment here is pretty much the one that I feel like everyone else would be thinking is, why would this even be okay? I paid for the game, F off with the ads. And right before we get into the next point, like I said before, it comes as no surprise that a scummy company like Ubisoft would do this, but I'm not even surprised, I'm just disappointed in them at this point. This is a new level of bad, even for Ubisoft. Pretty much everything they've done before has been just to juice their customers for every single penny they can get, but this is just like the next level to me. I feel like they're just doing everything they possibly can to see how far they can stretch their consumers' patience until they just inevitably stop dealing with them in general. I feel like they're just brewing up their own demise here. But I'll probably be talking about how much I hate Ubisoft later, so we can move into the next point that Ubisoft has responded to this. I'm gonna go ahead and toss their response up on the screen, but it pretty much says that Ubisoft says technical error caused in-game ads in Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft has responded to complaints that advertisements are appearing during gameplay sessions of full-price games, attributing it to a technical error. Players of Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey have complained via social media this week that bringing up the map triggered a screen-filling Black Friday promotion for the recently released Assassin's Creed Mirage. Ubisoft has issued a statement to Eurogamer saying that the ads have now been disabled. "We have been made aware that some players encountered pop-up ads while playing certain Assassin's Creed titles yesterday," a spokesperson told the site. "This was the result of a technical error that was addressed as soon as we learned of the issue." Ubisoft has been promoting other Assassin's Creed games via each title's main menu for a few years now, but this was the first time such ads had appeared within the games themselves. They also posted their response on their Twitter to this. I'm going to put that up on the screen. I'm not going to reread all of it now because it's basically explaining what I just said, but you can just go ahead and pause if you want to read all of it. I feel like the most important part of their Twitter post, though, is a response at the bottom of it, which says, "This technical error was already in Assassin's Creed Odyssey 4 years ago and could also appear when opening the map," and there's also another clip for that. It's not in English, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen still.
From Bugland on Twitter. Here we
Ça a l'air
go.
d'être plutôt de la fouille. Ah, ça y est, ils vont
It's
mettre la
French,
coupe
so
à
I mean,
fond
I don't know
là,
if you can
ça
speak
se
French, you know what's going
pareil.
on
Ouais,
here.
c'est bon,
I don't, so I don't know. I guess like mute it. I'm just gonna mute the whole thing. Wait, is that's the pop-up, right? Hold up. So, can any French speaker read this? Is this like? I'm assuming this is the ad, right? So, assuming that is the ad, let's watch this one more time. So he's playing the game, and then he just gets a pop-up. Let's translate this. 4 years ago, no one talked about it at the time. Oh, that's crazy. So was he just going to the map? Apologies if my commentary is kind of weird on this one. I'm sure you can understand, not reading French, trying to understand the full context here. But it does seem like that's what happened. Basically the same thing that we just saw in the other clip.
Oh yeah, by the way, I got the clip of that from Hero Hayes' channel. I don't want to make it seem like I'm just straight up ripping off people's content without crediting them, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put the link to his channel down in the description. Please don't copyright strike me. But back to the point of the video. After seeing those clips and hearing all of that, you can probably obviously tell that pretty much no one is believing their statement that this was an accident or a technical error, whatever they wanted to call it, especially since it's happened before. I personally think this was just them seeing how far they can stretch their advertising and stretch how much they can pretty much squeeze people for money. I feel like they just started this off by rolling it out to like a small batch of people to pretty much see how they'll react, see if the ads actually convert at all, see how many people are viewing the ads and like accidentally clicking them. I don't think this was a mistake at all. It's also harder to believe it's a mistake when to have something pop up on your screen like that, you already need the systems implemented in the game to even be able to have it pop up mid-game. If they were to have ads in the main menus like they said before, it's a completely different system to have the ads pop up in-game. And I guess I'm obviously not the only one who thinks that. I'm gonna just go ahead and read off some of the comments to their response here. In other words, we took your feedback. Our data shows that players will not tolerate this. We will not push this on you at this point in time. And another guy says, no, you were testing the rollout of these ads in-game and it went wider than you wanted. If you'd honestly said that, people might have bought it. They know you're lying now. Like I was saying before though, yeah, I don't think anyone believes this at all. Everyone pretty much knows that this was just a test of how far they can push their limits. And going back to me hating on Ubisoft earlier, this isn't even just the issue of ads at this point. If they do implement features like this, for me it's just not even playing or buying their games pretty much ever again. This would just be like the nail in the coffin for me because it seems like they're scummy at every corner they get. Literally every chance they have to try and make more money while also not improving the quality of literally anything ever, they take it. Not only that, I just hate using Ubisoft's like launcher and systems in general because you can't even play the single player games you have offline, which basically means that if their crummy servers are down and you want to load up your single player games, it just won't work. You have to be online to play them. They just keep screwing up at every corner they get. It's been working for them in the past. I guess people are still buying their games, but I feel like people don't have much left in them. I feel like they only have a few more mistakes to make until people pretty much just abandon them in general. But that pretty much wraps up everything in yet another scenario of corpo greed. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.